more spam. Delete. That's what most cold outreach feels like these days, right? Boring, unpersonalized, copy and paste. And if you're still doing this yourself, no wonder why your reply rates suck. But you can fix this if you just made your outreach more human. And we are gonna show you exactly how to do that today. In this video, I'll be sharing with you 4 unique ways that you're gonna be able to add a little bit of that personalized human touch into any of your outreach, be it on LinkedIn, email, Facebook, so that you can get higher reply rates and ultimately book more meetings for your business. All right, so the first recommendation that I have so that you can improve your outreach personalization is to fully utilize your CRM. Because most CRMs should allow you the ability to add in custom fields so that you can make your outreach feel more human. So in this example, I'm gonna be using FokeApp, which is a CRM that I would highly recommend for anyone who is starting their agency or consulting firm. And the nice thing about Foke is it allows you to set up these custom fields inside the contact record so that you can further add detail to who this person is. Not just first name and last name, those are pretty obvious, right? But you can even start doing things like adding in what company they work at, how long they've been in business, which industries they're a part of. And because of this, you're gonna be able to then utilize those individual custom fields as part of your outreach messaging. So as an example, let's say you wanted to send out an outreach message that said, hey Bob, I was connecting with other CEOs in the marketing industry and your name came up. And that was your first line. So right there, you're noticing that there's 3 points of personalization. There's of course the name, but then there's also the fact that you're personalizing on the title and then even on the industry that they're in. Now you could write this all out by hand, but that's kind of annoying. Rather, use your CRM and the information that your CRM already has so that you can automatically have the software create these messages for you. And of course, inside Foke, you can set up this logic. And this is what it would look like, right? Hey, first name, I was talking to other titles in industry and your name came up. So those are the custom fields that you're able to set up so that you can actually have this auto-populate. And the cool thing about Foke is that you can use their Chrome extension to automatically pull in contacts from LinkedIn. And when you do this, you're even able to pull in additional information that LinkedIn might have, such as their company name, their industry, how many years they've been in business. And now you can use that information inside your outreach. But that's just level 1, right? If you wanna move on to the next stage of personalizing your outreach to increase your replies, this is when you do additional research to really understand what this particular prospect is about. For example, things that you can look at in order to be able to add ammunition to your copywriting would be LinkedIn recommendations. If they've been recommended in the past by colleagues, maybe you can actually reference that in your email, and that really shows that you're paying attention. What is your prospect sharing on social media? And can you reference it in your outreach? For example, if your prospect just went on vacation to Hawaii, maybe you can actually bring that up in your outreach, which shows that you've done your additional research. For me, I've actually gotten a lot of outreach in the past where the sender of the email actually did this type of research on me. They would reference the fact that I make music and I share it on my Instagram profile. And that always impresses me because they've taken the time to actually look through what I've been sharing out there. That being said, I do think that if you just personalize based on life stuff, such as where people have been traveling or their hobbies, it's good because it does show that you've done a little bit of research, but it's not as effective as if you were to find some sort of way to personalize around a real business need. Here's an example that I've actually received in the past in my own inbox. Someone was actually doing research. They found out that I had a YouTube channel, but they noticed that I wasn't doing any sort of YouTube shorts and that I wasn't optimizing my YouTube videos particularly well. And this person actually wrote out a full email saying, hey, here are 3 or 4 things that you actually could be improving inside of your YouTube channel. And if you were to do them, you might be able to get more views and subscribers. And I really like this because not only does it show that they've taken the time to research, but they've actually tried to give me some real recommendations and value in the form of these suggestions that make me feel as though they can actually solve a specific business problem of mine. And this is by far the best type of personalization that you can add when you're really adding value to whoever you're sending the email to. That's gonna dramatically raise your reply rates. Now, you can't always do this because not every single prospect is gonna have so much information that they're sharing online that you'll be able to use it in the form of a recommendation. So when you do see a prospect that actually does have a lot online that you can use, by all means, use that information. It's gonna help your reply rate. In the situations where you don't have as much to go off of, then you'll have to settle for a little bit lesser of personalization, such as in the first example where you just use their name, their company, their industry, their role title. Now, the third recommendation that I have to make your copy and your outreach more personal is to use video. Now, you can use a tool such as Loom or GoVideo, and this will allow you to very quickly, just using a Chrome extension, record a minute-long video that you can have talking to the prospect. And in this video, hopefully you're able to share something personal. Maybe you'll have a screen share where you're talking while you're on their website. You can say, hey Alex, I noticed that your website is under-optimized and you could be improving it in these 3 ways. And that's why I wanted to record you this video. But it's essentially borrowing the very similar concepts from the previous points where you're using ammunition that you're able to find about them online, be it on their website or their social media, and then you're giving hopefully recommendations that are valuable and show them that you're an expert in your field. Of course, just a minute long, maybe 90 seconds long, because you don't want to take up too much of their time. But when you're able to actually put in this energy to create content for them, they're gonna know that you've actually done the research, that you're more professional and you seemingly have a more client-focused mentality because you're taking the time out of your day to actually do something that most people wouldn't be willing to do. And that's why video actually does make a huge impact. Now, finally, number 4, there's a really cool tool out there called Crystal. It's actually a Chrome extension, which when you use combined with LinkedIn, will tell you about the personality type of your prospect. So just as an example, let's go to my LinkedIn profile, and I already have Crystal set up. And by the way, this is a free Chrome extension that you can just get totally without needing to pay anything. And it gives you a description of the personality of whoever this prospect is. And the crazy thing is that it's super accurate. For example, in the profile that they've created for me, it says, speak very directly, use high energy, be concise. And that's all true. Historically, if someone writes me this massive email, I'm just going to delete it. It's really cool because it tells you what to do and what not to do. Don't give in-depth product explanations without explaining the real bottom line benefit. And that's also true for me. Just tell me about what I'm gonna be benefiting. And if I'm curious and interested, I'll just book a call with you to find more about the details. And as you go down, you can actually see all these interesting little personality analysis that you can use to better understand who it is that you're talking to. And then you can obviously customize your copy or even the things that you're saying inside your email based upon those personality types. As an example, you can actually see that Crystal here has somehow determined that I'm someone who loves freedom. I don't like to be bogged down by rules or process. And it's all true. I really don't know how they're able to figure this out. Maybe it's via the content that I've been creating out there and they're analyzing with AI, but it's all true. So imagine if someone was to write me an email that says specifically, hey, I know you're probably someone that really hates following a bunch of rules, and that's why you started your own business. You wanted your own freedom. If someone was able to actually write that down in the copy for me, I would be much more likely to respond because those are all accurate representations of who I am as a person. Now, this is not just me. If you go to any LinkedIn profile, I would challenge you to even go to your own LinkedIn profile and just use Crystal and see how accurate it is based on your own personality. I promise you it's gonna be very, very accurate, almost to a scary extent. So when you have this information, you could then of course deploy it in your copywriting. So those are 4 ways that you can essentially personalize your outreach more. One thing that I will say is the more you personalize your copy, the higher conversion rate you're going to have. But on the flip side, you also have to acknowledge that the more you spend time on personalizing for a particular client, the more time it actually takes. And therefore, you're not gonna be able to talk to as many prospects. And that's the trade-off, right? If you're just trying to go for a spray and pray approach where you're not really personalizing for anyone, you can cover more ground. You can send out hundreds, if not even thousands of messages every single week. Your conversion rate will be lower because everything is quite copy and paste, but you can cover a lot of ground. That being said, if you're doing this approach where every single person you're using Crystal to figure out their personality and you're doing extensive research into their social media and then even recording a video for them, yes, your conversion rate will be significantly higher, but it's gonna take you way more time and you're not gonna be able to send out as many outreach messages. So you have to keep in mind the balance. If you have a sales team or a setter team, of course, you're gonna be able to have the best of both worlds because now you're able to send out more volume, and even with more volume, you can still personalize because you have an appointment setter that's taking their time to essentially do all this research on your behalf. So If you're curious about how to actually onboard and implement a setter team, then just click on this video above and it'll show you exactly how you can hire and train appointment setters that can do the outreach for you. So hopefully this is helpful and you're gonna be able to improve your outreach with these tips. My name is Lloyd. Once again, I've helped over 150 plus clients around the world systematize their growth engine so that they can generate more leads with more consistency. So if you're struggling with that, just book a call with me below in the description box. More than happy to give you some recommendations over a quick conversation. No pressure and no hard selling will be done. Really just trying to help. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do. It means a world to me. This channel is still relatively new, and whenever people leave kind comments or show their support, it just fires me up to create more valuable content just like this. And on that note, I do have more free content right up here for you to check out. So please do, and I will see you next time. Cheers.